Evening, quizzers. It's Vincent Rainey's quiz. It's Friday evening here. It's Friday sometime wherever you are. I need to get things organized because this is becoming like a TV studio. So there's a couple of things I need to do, so just bear with me. Good. So far, so good. Okay. So just let me know that you've got me on both Facebook and YouTube. That would be fabulous. Okay. We're good. Okay, so hopefully you've got me on both Facebook and YouTube this evening. We've got our quizzy quiz for Quizzers quiz. There's a slight time lag, I believe, on Facebook and YouTube. The relevance of that is we have our first prize this evening. Well, we did one last Saturday evening, and Sam Martin, there's a £25 voucher from Amazon on its way to you tonight. So we've decided, because there's a slight time lag between Facebook and YouTube, well, I decided this, that it's only fair now that I think we're able to chat on both mediums, that we have the same connections quiz question, connection question, with one prize on each channel, if that makes sense, because there's a time difference. Look, I'm experimenting, so let's just get the old. Yep, I've lost the YouTube for some reason, so I apologize for that, guys. I apologize. I've lost YouTube on this screen, whatever I've done. Just give me 2 ticks. Okay, we're good on Facebook, YouTube. I've done something. Anyway, you don't learn unless you make mistakes, and I've made one already. It doesn't interrupt the quiz. The quiz is fine on both channels. It just interrupts what I wanted to achieve with the prize. So we'll carry on regardless. If you are on both channels, the prize tonight will only be on Facebook. Tomorrow I'll figure this out. Anyway, we're good. We've got 4 rounds tonight in our quizzy quiz for Quizzers quiz. It's Friday evening. A couple of birthday wishes. We've got a happy birthday to Rhonda. It was your birthday a couple of days ago, Rhonda McCulloch, and indeed your dad, Alan. Happy birthday to both of you this last few days. So best wishes to both of you. So what have we got in store for you this evening? We've got 4 rounds. Round 1, 3 things Swiss, 3 famous bands, 3 famous towns, and 3 well-known places. Round 2, we've got 10 connections. We've got a slight break in the middle with your prize question tonight, unfortunately only on Facebook. Tomorrow we will conquer that problem. Round 3, we've got 12 pictures with 13 points. Round 4, 3 giants, 3 songwriting partnerships, 3 famous bars, very appropriate in the day that's in it, and 3 sporting oldest. Okay, so we'll kick off with your first round, and the only rule is no answers on the feed. That's it. We're good. So let's start with round 1. Every answer is worth a point. We've been doing this since the middle of March, and I congratulate you for sticking with me. You're fabulous. You're absolutely brilliant on both YouTube and Facebook. So we will start with 3 Swiss things. 3 things, all Swiss. Every answer is worth a point. Your first round, 12 points available. Swiss question number 1. He has won 20 Grand Slams. The most in history for a male player. Famous Swiss number 1. He has won 20 Grand Slam singles. The most in history for any male player. Swiss person, question number 1. Swiss question number 2. A Swiss luxury watch manufacturing is based in Geneva, originally founded as Wilsdorf and Davis in London in 1905. A Swiss luxury watch. Swiss question number 2. Name this Swiss luxury watch based in Geneva. Okay so far? Hello, Maria and company from Belfast. Thanks, Vanessa. Screwed up in YouTube. I'll figure it out tomorrow. That's how you learn. Swiss question number 3. Tricky. Born 1875, a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst. Could do with him. He conducted lengthy correspondence and collaborated with his Austrian but older friend Sigmund Freud. Who is this Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, born 1875, a buddy of Freud? So there's your 3 Swiss rules. 20 Grand Slam singles, the most in history for a male player, the Swiss luxury watch manufacturer, and the Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, a buddy of Sigmund Freud. Second 3. Famous bands. Famous bands. Famous band number 1. Which band is the highest mountain in the British Isles? Famous band number 1. The highest mountain in the British Isles. That's your famous band number 1. Famous band number 2. The nickname of the great bell of the striking clock at the north end of the Palace of Westminster is your famous band number 2. The nickname of the great bell of the striking clock at the north end of the Palace of Westminster is your famous band number 2. Famous band number 3. Which artist reached number 1 with Ben in 1973, becoming the 3rd youngest solo artist of all time at 14 to score a #1 hit single. Which artist reached #1 with Ben? The year was 1973, becoming the third youngest ever to reach top of the charts with a single at the age of 14. I'll keep the youngest two for another evening. Should go study those. Those are your three Bens: the highest mountain in the British Isles, the Great Bell, the north end of the Palace of Westminster. #1, Ben, 1973, the third youngest ever to reach top of the charts. So that's your three Bens on Facebook and YouTube. I can see Facebook. I can't see YouTube, but I will tomorrow. Famous tens. So we've moved from Ben to 10. Famous tens. Famous 10, #1. The colour of the door at number 10 Downing Street. Number 10 Downing Street, your famous 10, #1. The colour of the door. Is your famous 10 #1? The colour of the door, 10 Downing Street. No Googling. No answers on the feed, but no Googling. Famous 10 #2. What is the name of the 10-cent coin, 1/10 of a US dollar? What is the name of the 10-cent coin, 1/10 of a US dollar? Is your famous 10 #2? Or question number 8. Loud and clear, can you hear me good? Hi Desi, hi Martin, hi Vanessa. You're all very welcome on Facebook and YouTube, and I can only see Facebook because I pressed a button and I can't reverse it. But sure, you've been with me from the beginning. You'll hang in there with all my mistakes. That's how you learn. Famous 10 #3. Okay, pay attention. Tricky and long-winded, so I'll go nice and slow. This is your famous 10 #3. This is Agatha Christie's best-selling book. Yep, you heard me right. Agatha Christie's best-selling book. The US edition was released in January 1940. With what title? Some extra information. All successful reprints and adaptations use this title except for a pocket book paperback published between 64 and 86 under the title 10 Little Indians. But I want the name of Agatha Christie's best-selling book ever. The US edition was released in January 1940. With what title? That's what I'm interested in. Your clue is all successive reprints and adaptations use this title except for the pocket book paperbacks published between 64 and 86 under the title and the connection 10 Little Indians. Agatha Christie's best-selling book. Phew, that was hard. Okay. So, standard's okay, but there's a couple of, and there has to be a couple of thought-provoking. There was maybe a 10 and maybe a Swiss. Yeah. Your last set of 3 in round 1. Well-known places, but where are they? Well-known places, but where are they? So I give you the name. could I give a shout out to Saul and Ellen, who has helped. Saul and Ellen, thanks for helping Catherine. Roisin and Joe on the birth of their third baby boy. Oh, fantastic. That's great stuff. You see, got screens and I can do everything apart from YouTube. Okay, your final three. Three famous places, but where are they? I give you the place, well known, and what I'm after. So, place number one, Guantanamo Bay, the island. Guantanamo Bay, the island. Is your famous place number one, or question number 10? No answers on the feed, Roddy. You, of all people, know that. Guantanamo Bay, the island. Machu Picchu, the country. Machu Picchu, the country. Famous place number 2. Or question 11, if you catch my drift. Roddy Baxter, how many beers have you? Alcatraz, the city. Guantanamo Bay, island. Machu Picchu, the country. Alcatraz, the city. So there you go. There's round 1. Okay so far, apart from YouTube. All things Swiss. 20 Grand Slam singles titles, the most in history for a male player. Famous Swiss number 1. The Swiss luxury watch manufacturer based in Geneva. Famous Swiss number 2. 1875, a Swiss psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, a close friend who collaborated with Sigmund Freud, is your famous Swiss number 3. Famous Bens, the highest mountain of the British Isles. The nickname of the Great Bell, Palace of Westminster. Famous Ben number 1. The artist who reached number 1 with Ben in 1973, becoming the 3rd youngest artist ever to reach the top of the charts. Famous 10s, the colour of the door at 10 Downing Street. Famous 10 number 2, the 10-cent coin, 1/10 of a US dollar. Famous 10 number 3. Title, 10 Little Indians. Name me Agatha Christie's best-selling ever book. Places, famous, where are they? Guantanamo Bay, the island. Machu Picchu, the country. Alcatraz, the city. So there you go. Kelly, it wasn't Roddy, it was me using his phone. A purely internal matter. I'll leave that with you, Kelly and Roddy. But sure, there's no money involved. Not yet. Okay, your answers to round 1. 12 points available. Every answer is worth a point. 20 Grand Slam singles titles. Famous Swiss number 1. Of course you knew that was Roger Federer. Famous Swiss number 2. The Swiss luxury watch manufacturer Rolex. You knew that. Did you know that Sigmund Freud, his Austrian friend, it was Carl Jung? Of course you knew that. Ben Nevis, the highest mountain in the British Isles. Big Ben, the striking clock. Michael Jackson reached top of the charts with Ben in 1973. The colour of the door at 10 Downing Street is black. 1/10 of the US dollar is a dime. Agatha Christie's best-selling book, 10 Little Indians, and there were none. Guantanamo Bay, the island, Cuba. Machu Picchu, Peru. Alcatraz, San Francisco. So there you go. How'd you get on out of 12? Post your scores on both YouTube that I can't see and Facebook that I can. Tomorrow I'll be able to see both. And Round 2 is coming right up. 10, a full serving of 10 connections. And then we'll have a wee break, and maybe I'll successfully run an advert for the first time. And then we'll have your £25 voucher, fastest finger. Unfortunately, I can only do that on Facebook this evening. I don't think I can time YouTube. I don't think I can. But we'll do a test on Facebook Live. No biggie. There'll be plenty more evenings. I'll be able to do both. Tonight is another test, if you like, of me. Not of you, of me. Okay, round 2, connections. And thank you to Bath Shack for helping to sponsor this event. This event, a truly global event. Okay, connection number 1. Post your team names, scores out of a dozen, and where you're from. That would be fantastic. What connects? Are you ready? Connection number 1. What connects a Jim Carrey fictional character, tennis, and a playing card? What connects a Jim Carrey fictional character, tennis, and a playing card? Your connection number 1. You thought it was the million pointer. No, there's one of them coming up, I think. Jim Carrey, fictional character, tennis, and a playing card. Your connection. Connection number 2. What connects X-Men, as in the superhero film series, Canada's highest mountain, and the Eurovision Song Contest? So there's 3 kind of obtuse things. X-Men, as in the superhero film series, Canada's highest mountain, and the Eurovision Song Contest. Connection number 2. I'll leave that one with you. Good scoring, Heather, on 11. Fantastic scoring tonight on Facebook. Sorry about the old YouTube thing. I'm bitterly disappointed / annoyed. But sure. We're good. We'll get it sorted tomorrow. And connection number 3. What connects the first king of Atlantis, an African mountain range, and an Italian-American bodybuilder? The first king of Atlantis, an African mountain range, and an Italian-American bodybuilder? There's a connection. I wouldn't know what cheating feels like, Claire. Keep up. I like that. The first king of Atlantis, an African mountain range, and an Italian-American bodybuilder. Connection number 3. Hugh, of course I will. Ruby. Hi, Ruby. Ruby, I believe if it wasn't for you, Hugh wouldn't get any right. So well done, Ruby. Connection number 4. What connects Only Fools and Horses, Roy Rogers, and a firing sequence? The connection, please. Only Fools and Horses, Roy Rogers, and a firing sequence. Samantha, you need an answer to question 2, round 1, I assume. Okay, Only Fools and Horses, Roy Rogers, and a firing sequence is your connection number 4. You okay, Desi? Did you lose connection or you've lost the connections? Well done, Myra. Nuri and Swatra, 11 out of 12 in round 1. Karina, Max in the first round. Connection 5. One of these rather Vincent long-winded thingamajiggers. I wonder how thingamajiggers comes up on text. What connects a one-dimensional object with 0 thickness and curvature that stretches to infinity in both directions? What connects that with a standard tactical formation of military forces with Johnny Cash's first Billboard #1? I think I need to go over that again rather slowly. Connection 5. What connects a one-dimensional object with 0 thickness of curvature that stretches to infinity in both directions with a standard tactical formation of military forces with Johnny Cash's first Billboard #1? I've definitely lost it. That connection number 5 proves I've definitely lost it. Connection number 5. Don't be cross with me. Support me. Encourage me. I'll give you connection number 5 all over again if you need more time. A one-dimensional object with 0 thickness and curvature that stretches to infinity in both directions, a standard tactical formation of military forces. By the way, you know this. And Johnny Cash's first Billboard #1. You know it. You just don't think you know it. In fact, the entire point of what I do. I'll leave that kind of military line Johnny Cash thing with you for just a moment or two, because you'll dig it out. I believe in you. Connection 6. What connects the son of Jacob and Rachel, the Elephant Man, and a premier of the Soviet Union from 1922 to 1952? What connects the son of Jacob and Rachel, the Elephant Man, and the premier of the Soviet Union from 22 to 52? Connection 6. We're doing good. Connections take several hours to bake in the oven. Connection 7. What connects Jerusalem to Damascus? A series of movies starring Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, and Route 66. A very simple connection. Jerusalem to Damascus, a series of movies starring Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, and Route 66. Your connection 7. Still all there on YouTube? You can see me, I can't see you. Facebook, I can kind of see you, but a wee bit exposed here. Sure, I've been that way for weeks. Connection 8. What connects? Sherlock Holmes, Daisy Buchanan's longtime friend in The Great Gatsby, and a British teacher training day. Sherlock Holmes, Daisy Buchanan's longtime friend in The Great Gatsby, and a British teacher training day. Connection number 8. Two more connections to go. Connection 9. What connects a laxative? Yeah, you heard me right, a laxative. The home of Air Force One and Scotland's first university. The connection, please. A laxative, the home of Air Force One, and Scotland's first university. Your connection number 9. A laxative, the home of Air Force One, and Scotland's first uni. And your final connection, you'll be absolutely thrilled to hear that I won't be babbling on about what connects. What connects? Aries, as in the zodiac, computer memory, and Derby County Football Club. Aries, computer memory, and Derby County Football Club is your final connection. So there you go. There's your 10 connections. And thanks, Danielle, and thanks, Eugene, and thanks for everybody who says these connections are good, because, well, yeah, thanks. Jim Carrey, fictional character. Tennis, a playing card. Number 2. X-Men, as in the superhero film series, Canada's Highest Mountain, and the Eurovision Song Contest. The First King of Atlantis, an African mountain range, an Italian-American bodybuilder. Only Fools and Horses, Roy Rogers, a firing sequence. Where I definitely lost it. The one-dimensional object with zero thickness and curvature that stretches to infinity and both directions, with a standard tactical formation of military forces, with Johnny Cash's first Billboard #1. 6. The son of Jacob and Rachel, the Elephant Man and the Premier of the Soviet Union from 1922 to 1952. Jerusalem to Damascus, Easier Than You Think, a series of movies starring Bob Hope and Bing Crosby, and Route 66. Sherlock Holmes, the British teacher training day, and Daisy Buchanan's longtime friend in The Great Gatsby. The laxative, home of Air Force One, Scotland's first university, and we finished with the star sign, sign of the zodiac, Aries, computer memory, and Derby County, as in baseball ground, Pride Park, football club. Okay, doke. I'll give you a few seconds to tidy up your connections, and after your connections we'll move into we'll do our advert as a test. And thank you to Bath Shack for sponsoring these crazy weekend trivia events. We'll do, after the advert, we'll do our 25 quid voucher. I'm only going to be able to watch it on Facebook. I remind you, this is a test. Sam won last week's. We're sorting out an Amazon voucher for 25 quid to Sam. This week's winner or tonight's winner will be on Facebook. So if you're on YouTube and want to participate, I can't watch you. I'm sorry. You'll have to go to Facebook tomorrow night. Hopefully I'll be able to do both channels. It's all free. There's a 25 quid voucher for fastest finger for my connection after the Bath Shack advert, if that all makes sense. And we're just testing things. We're pushing the boundaries every week. We're just pushing the boundaries. Your answers first of all, before I get into the prize and everything else. And it's only a bit of crack at the end of the day, but we're doing some testing. Answers: Jim Carrey, fictional character. Tennis, playing card. Ace, as in Ventura. Ace, ace, ace. Superhero, X-Men, Canada's highest mountain, Eurovision Song Contest. Did you get Logan for Johnny, Mount Logan? Logan as in X-Men. First King of Atlantis, African mountain range, Italian American bodybuilder Charles Atlas. Atlas. Only Fools and Horses, Roy Rogers. A firing sequence was quite simply trigger. The one-dimensional object, zero thickness, both directions, was a line. Standard tactical formation of military forces is a line. Walk the line, the connection was line. 6, son of Jacob and Rachel, the Elephant Man. The premier of the Soviet Union was Joseph, as in Stalin, as in Merrick, as in Joseph. Jerusalem to Damascus, series of movies, Hope and Crosby. Route 66, quite simply road. Sherlock Holmes, British Teacher Training Day. 221B, Baker Street. Jordan, Baker, Daisy Buchanan's longtime friend of the great Gatsby. And a Beggar Day. So Beggar was your connection. Number 9, the laxative, the home of Air Force One, Scotland's oldest university. Andrews, as in St Andrews, as in the university, as in Andrews Air Force Base, as in Andrews Liver Salts. Aries, computer memory, Derby County. Ram, as in the star sign, as in Derby County's nickname, as in random access memory. So there you go. There you go for your connections at the halfway point. So we're going to do a little test. Thank you to Bath Shack for sponsoring Vincent's Kitchen Quiz. And we'll do the little advert. Fingers crossed. Would you let me know that this is playing? Because I'm not sure about the audio. A big thanks, and also for anybody wanting to buy any bathroom stuff, there's a 10% discount through this medium, and we'll figure that bit out. So anyway, just watch the advert, then we'll do the £25 connection voucher thing, and then we'll move into part 2. My God, this is like a TV show. Let me know this is working, please. Awesome. Great. Fandabadozi. We can run adverts. The world is our oyster. Okay, so what have I got in store for you before the second half of the quiz? We've got your £25 voucher for fastest finger for the following connection. Just give me a second. And look, it's only a bit of crack, and we're just doing some testing. But your connection for £25 voucher, Amazon voucher for fastest finger on Facebook. Unfortunately, I can't do it on YouTube tonight. We will tomorrow, fingers crossed, God willing. What connects? You ready? Fastest finger on Facebook. What connects? £25 Amazon voucher for the following first fastest finger. What connects? Lilliput, Tim McGraw, a fast bird. Lilliput, Tim McGraw, and a fast bird for £25 of Amazon vouchers. Oh, wow. Wow. There was a cacophony of answers, and but my feed will reveal the answer. I think it's Billy Elliot. I think, but because I can only do one thing at once and not even that particularly well, I think it's Billy Elliot, but I'll do a recheck. 25, if I'm right, 25 quid of Amazon vouchers on their way to you, Billy, for Swift, as in Jonathan, as in Taylor, as in the bird. But we will do a double check. Wow. Flip. I was nervous there. It's good. This can work. Round 3. Thank you. And thank you to Bath Shack. And thank you for all of you paying attention. There's something here. Okay, round 3. Without any further ado, by the way, I will do a check because I'm that sort of guy. You know that. All about transparency and honesty. Thank you for playing, and well done, Billy, if I'm right. Round 3. Okay. Round 3 is our pictures round. You all relaxed, heartbeats down. And hopefully tomorrow night I'll be able to do it on both channels, including Sky. Okay. 12 images, 4 places, 5 points. I'll explain. 4 20th century famous people and 4 symbols. Let's get going. We're running out of time. Where's this? I think it was Sam Martin, by the way. Again, fastest finger, but we'll check. I'm kind of doing a number of things here. So Sam, apologies. Billy, apologies, but we'll straighten it all out. So where was that? Where's this? Okay. Famous cathedral. And where is it? 2 points here. Okay. So there was 2 points for that famous cathedral, the name of and the place. City, please. Okay, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 20th century icons. Icon number 1. Who's this? 20th century icon number 2. Who's this? '20th century famous person number 3. Who's this? '20th century icon number 4. Who's this, guys? Okay, doing good, doing good. So we now finish with back to school. 4 symbols. Quite simply, what do the symbols represent? Symbol number 1. Symbol number 2. Symbol number 3. And finally, symbol number 4. Image number 12, question or point 13. Okay, let's do a very quick fly through. Place number 1. Place number 2. Cathedral and place for 2 points. Picture number 3, 2 points here. City number 4. '20th century icons number 1. 2. 3. 4. And then we finish with 4 mathematical symbols. Back to school. 1. 2, 3, 4. Okay, guys, tidy up as we move into our final round. I want to say a big thanks, and I think by democracy and fastest finger, I think it's Sam Martin. So apologies to anybody in my excitedness. So well done, and it was a test, and we'll get better at it. We'll have YouTube and Facebook, God willing, tomorrow night simultaneously with another connection with two £25 vouchers. The £25 Amazon voucher will be winging its way to the correct recipient, and thank you and apologies. There was no harm intended if I made a mistake, because I'm doing all this, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing everything you've done during lockdown to help me, to help you. It's been incredible, and there's lots of things happening, so thank you. I really mean that. Okay, your answers to round 3. Easter Island, Mecca, St. Basil's Cathedral, Moscow, 2 points there. San Francisco. Did you get Salvador Dali? Of course you did. Did you get Albert Einstein? Of course you did. Pablo Picasso. Samuel Beckett. The percentage symbol greater than, not less than, greater than, square root, and infinity. So there you go. With images and pictures you can do. And now that I can do flip, now that I can do adverts and video, I can do videos. What happened next? Oh, you know me, I get all excited by possibilities. And sure, isn't that great? Isn't that the great thing about quizzes? Everybody is interested in something. It's just my job to find out what that is. There you go. There's a statement. Let's finish with our final round. And thank you. And tomorrow night is our party quiz, which is still quizzy, but a bit more tuney, a bit more AMI Warnery, a bit more music. But anyway, it's a combo. So thank you. Thank you. Okay, finish with our final round. Final round, 4 boxes of 3. Happy birthday, Alan. Happy birthday, Rhonda. Hope you've had a great couple of days. Thanks for tuning in. Send through any personal requests on Vincent's Kitchen Quiz private messenger. Now that we're a broadcast channel with adverts. Your final round. 3 giants. First set of 3. Giant number. Keep sending your scores and your team name and where you're from out of how many we're up to. 13. Oh, whatever. You're better at counting than I am. 35. I think so. 12 and 12. Oh, anyway, 12 and... We'll get back to that in a moment. In fact, I have it here. 12 and 10. 35. There you go. You see, I'm more organised than you thought. Okay, 3 giants. Giant question number 1. Giant. The 1956 movie was which icon's, we're into icons tonight, last movie before his death? Giant. The 1956 movie was which icon's last movie before his death? The guy with the moustache was Salvador Dali. Lurgan, the doll, a truly international flavour tonight. Giant, the 1956 movie was which icon's last movie before his death? 31 from Bargain Mad. 35 out of 35, Charlie. You're super smart. Marty, 32. Morris, 32. The Giant's Causeway, giant question number 2, is an area of about 40,000 interlocking columns made of what rock type? Which rock type? Not the overarching rock group, but the specific rock, the Giant's Causeway. There you go, just up the road. Well, if you're here, it's not up the road if you're in Dublin or San Diego, but if you're here, it's just up the road. The Giant's Causeway, the Rock. Not the overarching classification, the Rock. It's okay, Daniel. Giant question number 3. Which tree specimens, tree as in oak, yeah, tree, are the most massive trees on Earth? There you go. Which tree specimens, there's just one specimen of a tree type, are the most massive trees on Earth? You're good on the old geology, Desi. You like a bit of geology. Okay, there's your first 3. Giant, movie, 56. Icon's last movie, the icon please. Giant's Causeway, rock type for you geologists and your little hammers. The tree specimens, there's only one of them. The most massive trees on Earth. Songwriting partnerships, 4, 5, and 6. I give you Elton John, but his songwriting partner? Elton John, songwriting partner? Richard Rodgers. Richard Rodgers, famous songwriting partner. Him, Richard Rodgers. They're tremendous. Desi, you're as bad as Michael in your puns. Richard Rodgers, songwriting partner number 2. Songwriting partner number 3. I give you Andrew Lloyd Webber. Songwriting partner number 3. Elton John, Richard Rodgers, Andrew Lloyd Webber. There's your 3 songwriting partnerships. And the day that's in it, where you can go and have a pint, have a snifter of your fancy. Famous pubs. Famous pubs. Famous pub number 1. Only Fools and Horses. Famous pub number 1. Only Fools and Horses. We won't call it a pub, we'll call it a bar. Famous bar number 2. Your clue is Casablanca. Casablanca, as in the movie. Famous bar number 2. Casablanca is your clue. It ain't Charlie's. Famous pub? Famous inn. Famous inn number 3. So we had a pub, we had a bar, now we have an inn. Oh, catch my drift? Your clue is the Inn at Bree. The Inn at Bree. Where's that? Well, it's where Strider, almost Aragorn, meets Frodo in Lord of the Rings. Is your inn at Bree, where Strider, to become Aragorn, meets Frodo in Lord of the Rings? Do you remember the name of the inn? The in at Brie. It didn't have to be done, does it? You did it anyway. So there were your 3 pubs, bars, inns. And now we'll finish. We'll finish with 3 sporting oldest. 3 sporting oldest. There's a million pointer in here right at the end. By the way, for those of you who haven't played Vincent's Kitchen Quiz before, I reserve 1,000,000 points, purely judgmental in my part, for a question that I believe nobody has any right to know the answer to. Very simple definition. 3 sporting oldest. Sporting oldest number 1. The oldest man ever to win the Wimbledon, used to be able to speak, Wimbledon men's singles title. The oldest man ever to win the Wimbledon men's single title. That's your oldest sporty person number 1. The oldest man ever to win the Wimbledon singles title. Very appropriate, because Wimbledon should be on right now, but it ain't. Sporting oldest number 2. Football. The oldest ever footballer to win a World Cup winners medal. There you go. The oldest ever footballer to win a World Cup winners medal. That'll test you. And your 1,000,000 pointer. The final question in tonight's quiz, best for last, the oldest ever Formula One world champion. The oldest ever Formula One world champion. Worth a point, and give yourself a pat on the back and 1,000,000 points if you figure out the oldest ever Formula One world champion. So there's your 3 sporting oldest. Oldest men's singles champion at Wimbledon, oldest ever footballer to win a World Cup winners medal, and the oldest Formula One world champion. Not only do you get a point, you get 1,000,000. Let's recap on your final round in 2 ticks. And thank you for tuning in. And please feel free to join Vincent's Kitchen Quiz tomorrow, brought to you by Bath Shack, and hopefully 2 prizes, one on YouTube and one on Facebook for fastest finger on a connection for your party quiz. A few tunes, something to ease you into Saturday night, Sunday morning, Saturday afternoon, depending on where you are. Your Giants. Giant, the 1956 movie, was which icon's last movie before his sudden death? The Giant's Causeway, The Rock, The Most Massive Trees on Earth, The Tree Specimen, please. Songwriting partnerships, Elton John and Richard Rodgers and Andrew Lloyd Webber and Only Fools and Horses, The Pub, Casablanca, The Bar, The Inn at Brie, where Frodo met Aragorn Strider, The Inn, Lord of the Rings, the oldest man ever to win Wimbledon men's singles, the oldest ever footballer to win the World Cup winners medal, and the oldest ever Formula One world champ. And that will conclude your quiz with a maximum score this evening, excluding the 1,000,000, admittedly, of 47 points. Well done, whoever won the 25 quid voucher. We think it's Sam, but we'll do a recheck. My team in the background, they'll double check on all of that to make sure we get the 25 quid Amazon voucher, brought to you tonight by, thank you, Peter and all the team at Bath Shack. Answers. You ready? Your final round. It's 10 o'clock. The 1956 movie, Giant, the icon, James Dean. Giant's Causeway, did you get Basalt? the giant sequoia, the giant redwoods, the Sierran redwood, simply the big tree. Most people would know the biggest tree on the planet to be the giant sequoia or the giant redwood. Elton John and Bernie Taupin, Richard Rogers with Oscar Hammerstein, Andrew Lloyd Webber, and of course Tim Rice. Only Fools and Horses. Did you get The Nag's Head? Casablanca. Did you get Rick's Cafe in Casablanca? The Inn at Brie. Well done if you were able to drag out from the recesses of your memory The Prancing Pony. The oldest man to win Wimbledon. He's appeared once already, but he's appeared again. Roger Federer, the oldest footballer ever to have won a World Cup winners' medal, 1982, I believe. Well done anybody who got Dino Zoff. And the oldest Formula One champion ever, Juan Manuel Fangio, for £1 million and a drink and whatever else you want to, and a pat in the back. Thank you guys. Stay safe. Stay tuned. I'm humbled and honoured and privileged, and we'll keep in touch, and who knows, I won't see you, as they say, but you'll see me. Tomorrow evening, party quiz, hopefully YouTube simultaneously, better than tonight. Thank you. God bless. Stay safe. Bye everyone. Have a good evening, afternoon. Bye.